Hello there, Madison High School students, and welcome to the end. We're getting toward the end of the course, and I'm looking forward to it so much because I know that you guys have been working so hard and really plowing through like some very difficult coursework. And so I am looking forward to seeing what all you all come up with as the end of the semester is nigh. And so I'm going to talk you through the last couple of weeks of the course since this is, yay, the week before spring break. I bet you guys are ready for your break, as am I. And so we only have a couple weeks left. We are on week 12. So next week is off for spring break. Hallelujah. But then when we get back from spring break, we're going to go fairly quickly through the end of the semester. And then you all are going to be done on the 11th of May. So we only have a couple of things left, but they are going to be more inquiry and project driven. And so I'm going to give you a little taste of that today, and so that you can kind of plan things out as we're getting through the rest of the semester. So for week 12 this week, I gave you a sampling of some of my favorite Mary Oliver poems. They're really for you to kind of read, reflect, kind of think about like what you're going to be doing as you go into spring break. Like, how are you going to enjoy the natural surroundings, and how are you going to connect the natural surroundings with like you and what your goals are? And I thought that it would be a nice way to kind of lead off into your poetry critique project. So the poetry critique is due, the final is due this Friday, or this Sunday. I would prefer if you could do it before you leave for spring break, so that you can have it off of your plate and enjoy your break. But the only other thing here is that you're going to reflect on where you are in your book/play, but reflect on it with Mary Oliver in mind. And so the poetry critique, I'll be kind of looking at some of the posts that you've made and give you some tips. But when you do your final, then you're also going to be reflecting on your book and just like how do the issues in your book kind of reflect some of Mary Oliver's themes? And so you just choose one. I did see that a lot of people were talking about all of them. You do not have to. This one is just a single one question that you're responding to. So you might say, okay, let's do call to action. Many of Oliver's poems, including Summer Day, and with a question or quiet challenge to the reader, choose a passage from your book. Does your book similarly encourage reflection or action? How do both works engage the reader in thinking about their own life choices and place in the world? So you can kind of choose which one resonates the most with your book. And so that's really it for this week. But what I wanted to do is look ahead. Because I know that you're going to be on spring break and you're going to take a well-deserved break. But when we get back, it's going to be very quick. And the last couple of weeks are going to be a lot of boom, 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 finishing up your book, finishing your presentation, finishing your final. So here are the last few things that we're going to do. So when we get back for week 13, you are going to be introduced to the Unheard Voices in America presentation. And so it is posted for you here so you can take a look at it. And the Unheard Voices in America presentation, I'm going to go over in much more detail when we get back. But if you would like to peruse it now and get an idea of what you're going to be doing when you get back from break, it might be good for you to mull over and think about like what pieces you might want to use, since it will be more of a digital museum exhibit. And that's going to be your actual presentation for the course. And then we're going to watch everybody's presentations, respond to our presentations, give me some feedback, obviously, because I definitely want to hear what you have to say. And then your choice book play final. So what the final will be for this class is going to be a choice board. So you had these as your possible books that you were going to read. So you'll do two components. One is a reduction. This is not a formal writing piece. It is bulleted. The only thing that has a sentence is going to be your holistic interpretation of the text. And this is really just to make sure that I understand that you kind of got like the most important elements of the book. And then what you're going to do then is you're going to do a creative interpretation of said book. So there's a lot of creativity with the last couple of weeks, a lot of inquiry-based learning. So you can do a book bento, you can do a podcast, you can do a high quality art piece, a timeline. And so this plus your museum exhibit are going to be very multimodal as opposed to written, because we have focused a lot on writing. And so I want to see that you're seeing the themes and the synthesis of the themes. And so there isn't as much writing on the presentation and the final, because I want to see how everything is coming together in multiple different modes. And so what I do encourage you to do is start looking through the instructions, think about it, start weighing what kind of things you want to look at in more detail, and let me know if you have any questions. But again, I'll go into this in more detail when we return from spring break. And I can't wait to read your poetry critiques. I hope you all are having a wonderful Monday on this rainy April day. And on that note, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.